Oh, okay. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Today is January the 7th, 2024. And well, welcome to another episode on the cutting room floor presented by Publicity Agents. And I am your host, Tony Harvey. I hope everybody doing well, really well. Peace and blessings. So I am here tonight to talk about the Sacramento Kings. I don't know where to start on this, but what was that gesture in the 1990s when people would react to something that was really, really bad? It was kind of ghetto-ish, street-ish. Oh, yeah, yeah. That's how it went tonight. It was really, really bad. Sacramento Kings lose to the New Orleans Pelicans, 133 to 100. And at one point, they were up by 50 points in the game in the fourth quarter. So the Kings fall to 21-14 on the season, 13-7 at Golden One Center, in their fourth straight loss to the New Orleans Pelicans. And they also finished a 4-game homestand, 2-2. And they're about to start a 5-game road trip Tuesday, January the 9th, in the Motor City, Motown. Detroit Pistons are up next. And everybody knows what's been going on with the Pistons, but yes, they have won. I think they're still with 3 games on the season. They had a little 28-game losing streak going on there, but they're a dangerous team. Okay, they are pretty much dangerous, and I'm pretty sure when the time comes when they see what New Orleans did to Sacramento on their floor, they're going to start building confidence too, because that's what basically happened in this game. The King, excuse me, consistently let these teams build up confidence early, which creates a lot of chaos. Now, as the Kings coach Mike Brown would put it, he apologized to the fan for seeing such a game, paying their good money. It was a sellout crowd. 17,000. Oops, excuse me. Sellout crowd of 17,832 souls in the place. And let me tell you, by the beginning of the fourth quarter, when the Kings were down like 101 to 61, 102, well, 103 to 61, people started filing out of G1C. They had seen enough. And of course, myself and other members of the media, we had to sit there in section 105 and watch the remaining of the game. It was painful. It was painful. And I'm not solely going to put this all on Mike Brown. Not on this one. You didn't face this team 14 up. You didn't face this squad 4 times. So you ought to know that, yes, you have some physical issues with them. They're long, okay? They're big. They got shooters. They play a little bit of defense. And they do disrupt you on the end, both ends, offensively and defense. And let me tell you, they disrupt them in a lot of areas, which you probably already know. So, when I look at stuff like this, that's really, really hard to pay attention to. I understand that the Kings just do not have the personnel to continue this way. Okay. The other night there was a lot of good performances, and I mean they won by 5 points, 135 to 130. They beat Toronto Raptors when they were up by 23, but they hung on to one win. Okay. But the Raptors were coming. We all know that if you've seen that game. But we always have to fall back on the issues that this team has some serious personnel issues. The New Orleans Pelicans had 29 rebounds at the half. The Kings had 9 rebounds at the half. And 5 of those rebounds was Domantas Sabonis. They just kept hitting basket after basket after basket. Okay, they shot 61% from the field tonight, folks. They made 50 of 82 shots from the floor. The Pelicans. 19 of 35 from three-point territory, 54%. They out-rebounded the Kings 51 to 25. Okay, and 10 of those 25 rebounds, once again, Domantas Sabonis. Say it again. But I have to add something to it. I've consistently have said that this roster is built for the playoffs, to make the playoff regular season. But you will not be able to sustain it in a best of 7 series. At this point, first round and out. But if it continues this way, because it's been bad losses after bad losses, I'm just piling up. You'll mess around and be a playing team. And that could be one and done. One and done. Now, we also know that De'Aaron Fox, I'm going to start there. He only had, De'Aaron only finished up with 3 points tonight. 1 for 10 from the floor in 25 minutes. The brother is hurting somewhere, because he's doing everything he can to put up his shield and walk out there on that battlefield and put up a fight. Can't do it by himself. He can't do it just showing up, especially if he's banged up too, because this was pointed out how noticeable, how he's been gingerly moving around, at least during a press conference, that he's banged up. He's ailing somewhere. Okay, that hasn't been brought to our attention. Mike Brown, as a coach should, said ask him, field that question to him. Of course, we didn't get a chance to get to him tonight. They rolled out Keon Ellis for the presser, for the interview, and more power to you, brother. I appreciate you. Having the courage to come out there and speak with us for your team. We appreciate that. We know what the deal is. You're just doing what you feel is right, and you handle it well. You are a professional, no doubt about that. We got that. Thank you, Keon. Team won't depart probably until tomorrow, for Detroit. Hopefully we can get some more information on that, find out what our, MVP is doing, and hopefully whatever it is that he gets better. The Kings were without the service of Trey Lyles, who had a right ankle sprain in the last game against Toronto. He did practice yesterday. From understanding, that report was put out by Frankie C. And looked like he was going to play today. He looked good from, the video that Frankie had put out there from his report, but he didn't go. He didn't go, which make things a little bit tougher for the Kings. So yeah, Sacramento Kings got some major issues going on here. I have to give it up to New Orleans, Willie Green, and what he's doing with that team. That team is now 22-15. They've been playing well because they have won 5 of their last 6 games. The last game that they lost is to the Clippers before they got to Sacramento. They was on a 4-game losing streak, but they are playing well. It seems that with Zion Williamson in the lineup or not, that they can keep rolling. They still have a lot of talent to do what they can do. Pretty soon, if they keep, they have to check the standings and stuff like that. But the Kings wasn't 5th or 6th. They might fall. It's been a rough ride, so we'll see what happens with that. C.J. McCollum, he had 30 points. 6 rebounds, 30 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 block shots, but he made 7 of 10 in 3-point territory, okay? And he was hot in the second quarter. That's what really kicked everything off. The guy couldn't miss, okay? I think he was 4 from 4 from the field, 3 for 3, 3-point land. And the way they was slinging that ball around, they was slinging that ball around, dropping dimes left and right. They was finding him all over the place. Okay, I think Brandon Ingram said it himself. Oh, we're going to find a hot guy and go with that. And they did exactly with that. Okay, he had 8 assists. He had 15 points and 8 assists. B.I. did. Okay, Dyson Daniels had 14 points and 6 assists, 4 rebounds. 35 assists. 35 assists. Okay. Coming into the game, I'm not sure if New Orleans is a top 3-point shooting team, but they sure showed it tonight against the Sacramento Kings. Okay, we know when they got Zion in there, it's Mack truck times. He's running over everybody to get to the basket, but they seem to know when to shoot that ball, know when to pass it and find those hot shooters. Tonight it was CJ, and we all know, CJ McCollum, been in the league for about 10 years right now. Matter of fact, the Sacramento Kings could have had him in the draft, but he ended up going to Portland. And he's a shooter. He's a vet. He's a professional. He knows what to do and when to do it. And he's basically the leader of the team. They just got behind him and they just rolled. Okay. Jonas Valanciunas, 15 points, 12 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block shot, but he scored like the first 6-8 points of the game for him. We knew that it was going to be a problem with that. Okay. DeMontis, he plays well against him though, but it's the rest of their squad that they have. Okay. No, I just mentioned Dyson Daniels. Okay, Jordan Hawkins. He's another one. Guy from UConn, University of Connecticut. Okay, he's another one. Champion too. Okay. Trey Murphy. He started in place of Zion. Okay, 11 points, 5 rebounds, 24 minutes. 6'8", 6'9", long, lanky guy. Okay, these guys cause problems. Herb Jones, great defensive player. Oh my gosh, he only had 9 points, but some of the 9 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block shot. But some of the things that he does just does not show up in the stat box. But like I said, hats off to Willie Green, his coaching staff, and of course his players. Okay, they got the Kings' number. That's just flat out how it is. Okay, 9 block shots. They had 9 block shots as well. Pelicans. 9 block shots. Okay. DeMontis had 17 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, 3 turnovers, 28 minutes. So he's down from 6 that he had in the last game, and that triple-double. He's down from 11 that he had in that previous game against the Orlando Magic, which they had to win in double overtime the other night. Yeah. 10 of their 25 rebounds, okay? Followed by that, Kevin Huerter came off the bench, 17 points, 6 for 10 from the field, made a couple three-pointers, 24 minutes, 1 steal. Not much, to go on that, but I'm glad he's able to produce even in those times, though. I'm not going to say anything much more about Kevin Huerter. Well, no, let me say, okay. Right, because the Kings are in this strange position, with these players. I said Keon had 13 points, right? Okay, he did have 13 points coming off the bench, but that was basically in garbage time. Keegan only had 8 points, and Malik only had 6 points. I did say De'Aaron, he only had 3 points. Harrison, 10 points. Okay, so that's just show you how rough of a night that it was. They were 38 from 91 shooting from the field, so that would be 41%. Put up 45 shots, 3-point land, only sank 15 of them. Okay, 9 for 12 from the free throw. Yeah, all right, whatever. Okay, 9 steals, but none of this make a difference. Okay, it's just a real bad loss. Like I said, 133 to 100. We know there's been a lot of talks about trade. Kevin Huerter, Davion Mitchell, and of course Harrison Barnes has been widely reported that they are in these type of trade talks. Okay, so I don't know if it's going to be Pascal from Toronto, to DeJounte Murray from Atlanta, whatever else is going out there. Lauren Markkanen's name has been brought up in these type of discussions. The Kings going to have to make a move, okay, some way, somehow, okay. You got to give up some picks, some significant picks, first round, second round. It's going to have to be done because the Kings are in an inflection point, okay, and it seems like it's going to curve down if these things are not fixed with that personnel, okay? Mike Brown can't go out there and shoot balls and pass around for assists and do rebounds and stuff like that. He and his coaching staff is doing the best they can with the personnel that you have, okay? And there's a lot of areas where these things are just not happening, okay? They almost blew a 23-point lead the other night, okay? Basically because of their defense. Okay, like I said, when they're on and they stick to the game plan, their defense is on. Okay, but not every team can do it. At least they try. Some teams can. Okay, but the Kings just not right at this point built to play 48 minutes of defense and then try to run up and down the court, doing that Belmont Stakes, Kentucky Derby, Indianapolis 500 run stuff. Okay? It's taking their toll. And plus, they have to train themselves to grow into that. So until that happens, whenever it happens, okay, maybe you should just, Kenny Caraway and Damian mention this on their radio show all the time. Maybe you should just start running up and down the court, okay? But then again, that's becoming a problem because a lot of these teams they're hip to that and they're running too. And they're running with confidence with the Kings, if that's the way they want to play, because they know that if the Kings get into a little shootout battle with them, they're not going to play defense. The Kings had 6 fast break points tonight. Why? Domantas Sabonis explained it. They were sinking their shots. So you had to take the ball out of bounds and you had to get going. Okay, if they're not missing these shots, you're not going to run. And they sure wasn't offering any second chances, shots for the Kings, as you can see in that category of rebounder. So, there's still hope. I'm not going to get down on this team. This team is still the Sacramento Kings. You know, when they're up, we praise them. When they're down, we criticize them. That's the name of the game. That's the territory. That's journalism. Okay? They understand that. We understand that. Okay? I'm not even really going to trip off of them sending out Keon Ellis tonight the way they lost. Okay? At some point, they're going to speak about it, but it would be nice to find out what's going on, you know, if somebody's having some medical issues and things like that, because I'll leave it at that. You know, when you talk about medical things, it really gets into that area where it can be guarded or it can be exposed, okay? But the bottom line is that's their business, especially when it comes to medical issue. That's how it is, okay? Whether it's in sports or in life, you know, you just have to deal with it. But hey, that's pretty much all I was thinking about when we was at the game. Come back and have me a glass of wine and talk about this situation. Now, of course, everybody knows I'm running around anyway, so sometimes I have to come on, put some ice on my knees and cool it down, you know, but I'm doing a lot of stuff. I'm cutting up audio, I'm writing stories, okay? You know, I'm passing along quotes, things like that. I'm doing videos here for you, trying to produce all this stuff all in one night. So, and I'm trying to get things from a perspective from both sides, from the Kings and the opponents. That's basically what I do. There was a couple gentlemen who were at the 105 at the press box that I ran into, and I could, you know, they had mentioned my name and stuff, and you know, I'm so busy that I couldn't even stop to say, hey, how y'all doing? You know, thank y'all, you know, for supporting, you know, the local media, you know, which they do. But hey, thanks to everybody. Okay, not as you know, I don't usually do this, but I will be doing more of these, especially in these times. You know, when they're winning, like I said, I'm gonna praise them. If they losing, we're gonna talk about it. Okay, but I'm not gonna disrespect them. Okay, I'm gonna tell it like it is too. Okay. You got to get some more players up in here, okay? That's going to help win and not only get to the playoffs, but to get deep into the playoffs, okay? No, the fans shouldn't have to come up to Golden One Center, downtown Commons, or whatever you're doing, and sitting in those bars around Golden One Center and watch something like this. I understand that. I would be upset too, okay? It's more so on you guys because we're sitting there, we're reporting, doing our job. But when you bring your family there and you spending $12, $13 for a hot dog and $15 for a drink or a beer or something like that, whatever those prices cost, you want to see a good show. You want to see a good performance, and you do deserve that for your bang and your bucks. It's just pretty disappointing to see something like that. But hey, it's time to move on. The Kings got a 5-game road trip coming up here. As I say, matter of fact, they have a back-to-back on the first 2 games. The first game will be in Detroit this Tuesday, January the 9th and January the 10th. They will be in Charlotte, North Carolina to play the Hornets. So that's going to be pretty interesting. I just hope everything will be okay with De'Aaron Fox. Hopefully, like I said earlier, we'll find out more details of what's going on with him. Tomorrow, I hope to be at that practice. I missed a lot of shoot-arounds in practice this past week, but They were playing like every other night, except for that back-to-back that they had Tuesday and Wednesday, the 2nd and 3rd of January after New Year's stuff. So, but anyway, I just hope that everything is okay with this team. They're professional. They know what the deal is, but they've been saturated in some really, really bad losses. Okay, it seems like every time we turn around, oh, that was the worst loss of the season. Well, we got to understand right now that there could be more of them coming up too, because now they're just popping up like daisy. Okay, every time we say that was a bad loss, that's the worst loss of the season. 3 or 4 games later, that was a bad loss. That was the worst game of the season. It's become a commonplace. Okay, perpetual, continuous. Quite honestly, I hope there isn't any more losses like that. So let's see what goes on from there. Okay. When the Kings come back, I think January the 18th, which is after MLK holiday, they will face the Indianapolis Pacers. Excuse me, I just have this Midwest thing going. I've been living in Sacramento for 35 years, but I still have this Midwest root thing where I say things a little bit differently that you don't understand. I am talking about the Indiana Pacers, but back in that area, we do call it the Indianapolis Pacers. But so let me say that's the Indiana Pacers. So Tyrese played for the Kings. He will be coming in along with Buddy Hield. He will be coming in, and then the rest of the squad on the 18th, Golden One Center. That'll be their first home game. I think they only play like 2 games here. Then they back on the road again before All-Star break. So I still have faith in this team. I'm just saying that, as a journalist, they hit an inflection point. And the MVP, he's moving around gingerly, so that's a concern. So hopefully things improve there. So I do want to thank y'all for tuning in. Once again, I am telecasting from Black Magic Inc. Studios, Sacramento, California, Greenhaven Pocket. Okay, and that's the way it is. Peace, love, and solidarity.